Teasel's Tudor Trivia!
Hi, welcome to Teasel's Tudor Trivia, which is, of course, with Teasel the dog, who, she's cramming Tudor history at the moment. She's so interested in it. And she thought today that we ought to tell you how to pronounce some of the names from the Tudor period, and also place names as well, British place names, because this can be quite a challenge, especially for me when I'm recording videos for you. And even though I am British and I spend a fair amount of time researching the Tudor period, I still make mistakes that people point out, pronunciation mistakes. So Teasel thought it would be a good idea if I shared a few name pronunciations with you today that are rather counterintuitive, i.e. they don't really look like they're spelt. So the first one we've got is Beauchamp. Now you think that this would be pronounced the French way, beau, meaning beautiful or good, and then champ, which is sort of field. So Beauchamp, surely it's Beauchamp. Well, no, it's Beauchamp. That's for the surname, and you have the Beauchamp Tower at the Tower of London. So no to Beauchamp and yes to Beauchamp. Then we have another French name, Belvoir. Again, you'd think that that would be pronounced like that, the French way. But no, Belvoir Castle is not Belvoir Castle, it's Beaver Castle, as in the animal, the beaver. Makes sense, doesn't it? Then we have King Henry VIII's famous mistress, the mother of his illegitimate son. Now, surely her name was Bessie Blount. Well, no, it was Bessie Blount. That's how that's pronounced. Then we have the man that ended up being executed in the fall of Anne Boleyn in May 1536, William Brereton. Now, that's how it's pronounced, although it's spelt B-R-E-R-E-T-O-N, and you'd think it was Brereton. But no, it's a Cheshire name, and it's pronounced Brereton, William Brereton. Oh, and I love this one. It's a surname and a place. Cholmondeley. Yes, surely it's got to be pronounced like that, phonetically, Cholmondeley. Nope, we miss all kinds of letters out when we actually pronounce it in English. It's Chumley. Makes sense, doesn't it? Oh, and you'll probably know this one if you've watched the police series, the detective series. Dalziel. No, it's not Dalziel, even though that's how it's spelled. It's DL, like DL and Pascoe, the policeman. Then we've got Delaware or Delaware. Delaware. Nope, it's Delaware, which you'll probably know if you're an American. It's Delaware. Then this one is another one of my favourites. Featherstonehaugh or Featherstonehaugh, which is H-A-U-G-H at the end. Nope, that's Fanshawe. How on earth Featherstonehaugh or Featherstonehaugh turns to Fanshawe, I really don't know. Then we've got the place name and the county. Gloucester and Gloucestershire, surely. Well, that's how you hear some tourists referring to the city and the county. No, it's Gloucester and Gloucestershire. Okay, so it's a sh sound at the end. Then we don't have Greenwich in London or Greenwich Palace, the Palace of the Tudors, which no longer exists today. But no, we don't have Greenwich, we have Greenwich. Then the surname, I say his name, I've said his name quite a lot recently. It's not Southwell, it's Southwell. He was the man that gave evidence against Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey. So it's not Southwell, it's Southwell. Then Scrope. Now that's a good Tudor surname, Scrope. No, we don't pronounce it like that at all. It's Scroop. Then St. Clair. Well, you'd think that was quite obvious. No, Sinclair. The same with St. John. If your surname's St. John, it's not pronounced like that at all. It's St. John. Then the city, Worcester, not Worcester, and it's certainly not Worcestershire Sauce. Oh, makes me sound all Devonshire or Somerset there. So it's not Worcester, it's Worcester and Worcestershire. Then we don't have Leicester. we have Leicester. And then this is another good Tudor name that I use all the time because it's the name of a Tudor chronicler and also an important statesman in the reign of King Henry VIII. We don't have Wriothesley. We have, well, it's pronounced in quite a few different ways. It's either Risley or Wriothesley or even Roxley, depending on the family and how they've chosen to pronounce it. I tend to say Risley. So we have Charles Risley and we have Thomas Risley. We do not have Charles and Thomas Wriothesley. So there's a few weird and wonderful place names and surnames for you from present day UK and present day people, but also Tudor people. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Teasel's Tudor Trivia.